What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Dan from DigiGuard United, bringing you guys my 13th place top 16 Millenniummon deck profile. You see it right here, the GOAT right here. That's my boy, one of my favorite decks of all time to play. Finally did it with him. I told y'all one day I would get y'all a deck profile. Today's the day finally. Y'all finally gonna get it from me. At this point, you've probably seen the deck profile if you checked Eggman's events or seen Digi Nexus or something like that, the one that Booster Box put the deck profile on. But here, you ain't gonna get the inside scoop of my thought process right here. So that's what this is for. We're gonna talk about the deck, my choices, my tech choices, because there's a couple of them that I'm sure you're probably like, Dan, what the hell is this? And that's what I'm here to explain, especially through my matchups that matter the most. We'll talk about my matchups during my regional run and all that good stuff, right? No further ado, we're gonna be using Varney's new sleeve.gg. This is where you can get all your Digimon needs when it comes to deck building, prices on everything as well. You can find the price of the cards connected to TCG Player, because it is affiliated with TCG Player, so you can go on it and we get the the 0.5% cashback, whatever it is, if you use our codes on TCG Player. The site is beautiful for anyone who wants to try it out. You can also make your deck profiles, you can make tier lists, you can do so much with this sleeve.gg that Varney's making. And if you have any comments, any things that we can upgrade on, I'm sure you can let us know in the comments down below that Varney could try to hook up and make things work, because this thing is still in progress. It's not a final product, and it's pretty cool for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. We're going to go through the deck list. Why did I go with Millenniummon? First off, Millenniummon is one of my favorite decks since the deck came out. BT18, a little janky back then. You couldn't do what you could do nowadays with promo. And there's just so much you can do nowadays with the promo, with all the promos we've gotten, right? They just cracked. A lot of people call Millenniummon nowadays a custom deck, especially the promo, right? It allows you to loop, allows you to attack, allows you to KP people out of nowhere. It's such a fun deck, but it's very rewarding deck when you learn the combos, when you practice, play test with it. It's so good. My version of Millenniummon is, as you can see, running the Pagu egg. For me personally, this Pagumon is awesome. It's obviously been released since BT18. It allows you, well, BT19, it allows you on delete to grab a rookie from your trash to add to your hand. And now when we have to Chose, you can do a lot of combos where you go delete your Digimon that's on board with this egg, grab that rookie that might be underneath there, and then if it's a composite type Digimon with your Chose, combo that, suspend your Chose, play that rookie, get free value. It's like an infinite value resource basically when it comes to this egg. I think it's very awesome. I think it's very strong, and you don't have to run Ukos and Demi-Merits if you don't want to. If you want to do that, go that route, you can, but your deck version is a little bit more different than what I have here. And because I'm running Gazigizas only, Deltamons are even more important in this version. So I'm just going to go through the list and show you what we got for the main Digimon of this deck. As you can see, 3 Searching Gazi, 3 DM Gazi, and 3 Gizamons. I think this is a great ratio when it comes to just like the composite style, where it's not running Ukos, Demi-Devis, and stuff like that, because it gives you enough search, it gives you enough draw power, and it allows you to get the Gazimon as DM for the Millenniummon play. That's just another name, another level that you can assembly with, which is fantastic. And that's what you need, is a must. Minimum 3, no less, in my opinion, unless you're on some weird jankier version like that that one list with that's like legitimately looping EX1 Chimeramon, and that's the only reason, because that deck is just totally different. Groundmon, X Engine, stuff like that, right? So you don't really need that in that deck. But in a more conventional Millenniummon list, you're gonna need that DM Gazimon for sure. The great thing about these Digimon is what they have great inheritables, Retail and Blocker. Those inheritables come up so much in so many matchups depending on the situation. Obviously, like your Deltamons, right? I have 3 Delta that can trash a card and grab a card from your trash. That's a composite or Wicked God, which is pretty good. Like this card is fantastic with the retail Gazimon, right? This can allow you board control as well. This allows you to grab whatever piece you need, and if you need to kill something that's bigger, here's a free retail swinging right into it, right? So many of my matches in the regionals came to I'm going to board control early with my Deltamons, and then every time you click on it, you have to go back. It goes about Deltamon clearing board and controlling the board state, right? And same with this one. This one allows you to trash a card in your hand to delete a low 4 lower. Many times that matters, right? Because low 4 Digimon are important in this game. Being able to delete them is so crucial when you're able to. A lot of times, especially like Medusa, sometimes will just play their Elizamon and then Evo to the Dimetro to go play their Tamer out. So at least this will allow you to control board and control the board state and be able to delete their Digimon in the process, which is pretty good. Ooh, this is annoying. Next you see is the Chimeramon lineup. We're gonna talk about the one you're always going to see, right? Chimeramon. This Chimeramon is goated. This allows you to just be able to delete your opponent's Digimon level 3, 4, 5, and then by deleting one of your Digimon, and then on deletion delete one of your level 4 lower purple red Digimon to play Machinimon out from your trash. And in this version you're playing the BT, the one that's a part of this one, right? To be able to get the DNA off. 4 of it is a must. In my version I don't really care about the BT18 one as much, because you need to have that one paired up with the other Machinimon. And since I'm not running those 2, I don't need them. What I do like, as this is my first tech choice that you're going to see, is this DM Chimeramon right here. This DM Chimeramon allows you to go super aggro in the game. If you're able to keep turn when you do your melee loop, it allows you to just be able to swing out, right? He has rush, he has second attack +1 on body. On play on Evo is not as important, but if you do have a Gazimon in trash, this becomes an 11k 2-check beater at that moment, and then you can DNA with this Chimeramon with a Machinimon on board to be able to continue looping and go into Millenniummon, do another check, and get crazy. There was many times where I would keep turn, but I've used all my resources but that Chimeramon, and then I go kill Millenniummon, delete itself, bottom deck 3, only options is that Chimeramon and like a low 4, and then I just swing for game with that Chimeramon because it has rush on it and allows you to close out games as well. Card's fantastic. And the off chance, if your hand sucks and all you have is Digimon, you go Gazi in the back. Then you go like purple red Delta and then you Evo into the Chimeramon. Now this is a 13k B stick, so it's not that bad in that essence. And then you have multiple choices of popping a red, purple, or black Digimon on your opponent's board, which is a decent amount in today's game. Because normally, if you just play it out for free, you put in the Gazi and it's only purple Digimon you can delete. So if they're not playing purple deck, it's irrelevant. Next, obviously, is Machinimon. That you can see, this is the Machinimon that you're going to see partnered up with this Chimeramon. Play on Evo, D01 on your opponent's entire board, and that's it. And then on deletion, you're able to DNA with Chimeramon on board and Machinimon from your trash, DNA to Millenniummon from your hand. Combo is fantastic, and then obviously inheritable to be able to go redirect. Fantastic if you need board control. You need your opponent to not be able to swing at your life. Pretty good, right? And then you're gonna be like, Dan, I see this other weird card. What is this? Xiaomon DX. Reasons why we're running this card. First off, you see in that bottom right trait, it is composite. That's what matters in this deck. Being composite, you're able to get trash it off of Gizmon, you're able to trash it off of Chitose, you're able to trash it off of Wicked God Emerges, including Insane, but Insane is just generic. So at least all your cards can trash it. You can also search it off the Gazimon as well. Pretty good. But the main part is on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k or less, so a board control aspect, which is pretty good, especially if your opponent gets wide. Next part of this effect is one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack until the end of their turn. And why does that matter? This is your Vortextramon killer right here. This card allows you to say no to Vortextramon. You go into this at the end of your full looping combo, you clear their board, all they have is a Vortextramon, and you stun that Vortex. And now they can't attack with it, which means they can't get their effects to gain immunity, which means when they pass turn, which they will, it's really rare they're gonna be able to win at that time. You get to deal with that Vortextramon with Millenniummon, with whatever you need to delete it pretty easily, which is pretty good. And then on top of it, because it's a composite, you're able to get this out again if you need to. It has a cool secondary effect as well that sometimes may come up is end of attack by deleting this Digimon, gain 1 memory. So, you know, a way to gain a memory you need to. If you have a Moon Millie on board with this, you can swing, lives, end of attack, kill itself, gain a memory, Moon Millie effect, trash your opponent's security. You feel me? You get value out of this. It's not bad of effect at all being able to do that. And obviously you never Digi-crossing or whatever, so that part is irrelevant. It's pretty good. That's why it's a good one of. And the way this deck works, you're searching and drawing it a lot. So you're most likely gonna see this one of eventually. So that's why it's pretty good. Oh, geez. And then next, obviously, we're gonna have our Millenniummons. We have our promo at 4 of. It's a must include, obviously. Like, there's no way you don't run 4 of it. The card is just so broken, it doesn't even matter. And then we have 3 of the BT18 Millie. Part of the reason is I need to find space for my other cards in this deck. And then secondly, because we're running 3 of this Deltamon, if it's in our trash already, this Deltamon can grab back that Millenniummon whenever we need it, which is pretty good. I think it's very important to be able to do that. And if you're in the process of like looping the crap out of your opponent, you can just go Evo or play Delta, trash a card, grab at the Millenniummon, and then just keep looping like that. It's fantastic. The card is broken, honestly. Being able to top deck your opponent's trash and make them brick is fantastic. So many times I'm gaining 4 to 5 memory easy because Styraco, you're going to see the 7s. Puppets will see their 7s. And a lot of other Digimon, other decks have 7s as well. So getting 5 memory is crazy off this card. And obviously the pop. And then getting into your Moon Millie. This card is cracked in certain situations. Let's get the shinier, cool version looking on board, huh? This card is crazy, right? So on play on Eva, if your opponent has your opponent trash cards until they have 5 left. So if they have 9 cards in the hand, that means they're trashing 4. And then the second part of the effect, for every 2 cards this card trash, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon Tamers. So that means if they trash 4 cards, you're killing 2 Tamers. Fantastic card. In today's game, Tamers are so important to your game plan. If you're able to get rid of 2 to 3 Tamers on your opponent's board, you can potentially just push them back so far that they can't make the recovery because they need those Tamers to play the game in today's world. And then second effect off of that, it has being able to when a Digimon Tamer is deleted, trash your opponent's top security, so it allows you to OTK faster, potentially being able to trash the security. It's fantastic. And then its third effect, this has protection, so anytime this would leave by deleting one of your other composite trait Digimon, it doesn't leave. So that can also potentially like lead into a loop, especially if it's on your opponent's turn. You might have Millie on board, they try to delete Moon, you go delete Millenniummon instead, bottom deck cards, play promo, de-digivolve, pop itself, bottom deck 3, play Chimera Machine, DNA into Millenniummon BT18 again, pop something, and then like gain a bunch of memory, potential steal turn again, right? There's so many things you can do when it comes to stuff like that. It's fantastic. Next we have is Z Millenniummon. As you can see, we only have 1 of this version, right? We are on 2 Z Millenniummon, so you're gonna be like, damn, that seems way more than normal. Let's get the cool art out here, right? This card allows you OTK, basically. That's basically why I'm running this. If you're able to go turn 2, turn 3 Millenniummon, get merges out, play this out, set up with a BT18 Millie with Z Millie, you just got game next turn. Being able to go past turns, like, you know, whatever memory you need to go, you overclock, kill your Millenniummon, bottom deck cards, play out, promo kill itself, play Chimera Machine, and then, you know, DNA again, keep turn, you swing, you do it again. Let's say you put them back to 1, you overclock again, and you just keep doing the combo in that order until you run out of resources or they're dead. And you can overclock like 2 to 3 times in one turn potentially, because there's so many ways to gain memory when you're doing that, when it comes to analog utes or Millenniummon itself, depending on how much they have in trash. It's kind of crazy, realistically, because you're going to be probably putting on 4. This is 1 check. You're going to get another Millenniummon that's 2 more checks. And then, you know, pass turn, overclock again, swing, do again, keep turn, DNA, swing for game type stuff, right? So this gets kind of crazy pretty fast if you get them out early. And realistically, in this game, it's only like about 90% of decks can't deal with this card. Because this card is all turns, this Digimon with no sources can't suspend and isn't affected by your opponent's effects, and that includes options, tamers, whatever it is, unaffected. So they need to have something where they can raid over this or force battle like Vortextramon can. Stuff like that. And I didn't even mention the other cool effect it has. On play, on evo when attacking. So not once per turn, you can keep doing it if you need to. By returning 1 Digimon card from your opponent's trash to the top of the deck, return 1 of the Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So this allows you to stack your opponent's deck. This allows you to bottom deck stuff. This card is fantastic against TS slop decks because you can bottom deck the Millenniummon because it has an on deletion, which matters in today's game. There's so many things in this card can deal with so easily that it can't do anything. Like against TS also, if you have this board on board early, Neptunemon cannot deal with your board because Neptune has to bottom deck the Digimon with the least amount of sources, and since Zed will have the least amount of sources, they have to bottom deck this, and this is unaffected by card effects, right? So it's pretty crazy in that aspect, right? There's so many things this card does for you that's fantastic, just like Moon, but in different ways. It's just really, really good. We have to keep doing this. Next, we got the Tamers. 4 analog utes and 4 Chitose. 4 analog utes is a must, no question asked in my opinion. Being able to search your top 3, grab a Digimon, trash the rest, start filling up your trash early is great for 2 costs, fantastic. And then when you're doing your loop turns, that all turns effect to be able to gain a memory is fantastic, especially those points where you're overclocking multiple times and maybe for some reason they had nothing in the trash. This allows you to gain more memory. Even if you're hard dropping Millenniummon for 8, the promo Millenniummon, you can pop itself, gain a memory or 2, maybe put them at like 5 instead of 8 or something like that, and then keep them at a decent amount of memory instead of giving them too much. There's many times where you have 2 or 3 of these on board and that Millenniummon is really cheap cost, right? Because then you go to BT 18, you gain more memory. You just have a lot of ways to be way more memory efficient than it ever was in this deck. Next we have is Chitose. This card is, in my opinion, is what pushed this deck over to the top to become a tier 1 deck. This card is broken. Let's look at the shinier version, shall we? What's cool about this website, let me quick tangent. Each card has their price right here. This is what is connected to TCG Player at this moment. So if you were to go click on buy on TCG Player, it will send you directly to the link to the TCG Player, like what it is, and it shows you the price as you can see. Since it hasn't updated since, but $8, basically the same amount, right? I think it's pretty cool that you can connect and buy cards off of here if you want. It's fantastic. Back to the regular programmer. Chitose, this card is broken, like I mentioned. Being able to trash a composite or Wicked God trade card from your hand to draw one and gain a memory is amazing. It allows you to facilitate your trash when you want to and not when you're forced to, if that makes sense. So especially when you're playing against Styraco / Medusamon, this card is the MVP in that matchup. This allows you to force them to bottom deck cards you don't care about. Let's say you have 3 Chimeramons right in your hand, or you have 1 in trash. You can trash 1 to make sure they bottom deck, and you keep 1 for yourself in your hand, and when time is needed you can trash it. So many times that's how I thought of the game in that matchup, right? Being able to facilitate my trash by myself with this card allows you to win the game basically. every single time I've done it. Anytime I see a Chitose or 2 Chitoses, I probably won against like Medusa, right? Because they can't bomb deck everything. There's only a certain amount of times they can bomb deck, and once they pass that threshold and you just keep filling your trash, it's over for them. It's GG's. They're gonna make their Styraco, they're gonna put you down to like 0 to 1 security if they don't OTK you, and then the following turn you just obliterate their board and you just basically won at that point, depending on the situation. Second effect is just as good as the first on play starter main effect. Being able to play a rookie searching / drawing rookie for free when a composite WickGuard trait Digimon is deleted is fantastic. And that's what I mean about that infinite resource in a sense with the Pagu. So like, let's say you go insane, you kill your Gazimon on board, you play your Millenniummon, your promo Millenniummon for 5, you go Digivolve something, pop itself, and then on deletion effects resolve, you go Chitose, because you grabbed that Gazi off the Pagu before, you can play that Gazi, get a search up, maybe you're missing the BT18 milli, you grab that, and then you go bottom deck 3 with the promo Millenniummon to go play out a Chimera machine, then Chimera deletes your machine on deletion effect, you DNA with the Chimera, and then you go into BT18 milli, and maybe you just keep comboing and you just win. Being able to have that in between spot to be able to search, to grab your missing piece is fantastic. That's why I love the Pagu version, because that allows you to have that option to do that. Because if you're playing the Uko Demimera version, you don't have access to that. You're not running those Gizas really, per se. You're gonna be running the DM Gazi, sure, but that's an alpha search. You don't really care about that as much. That's like more of a last ditch search if you need to search for a promo Millenniummon or insane, honestly, and it's not good. So that's why I think it's fantastic being able to have the Giza and Gazis to, you know, maybe I need to pitch a Chimeramon so I can get my promo off. I pitch my Chimera, I draw 2, and I continue comboing. It's just a fantastic combo extender that allows you to potentially win game, honestly. This card just wins games, straight up. And finally, for our options, we're running 3 Insane Stag Monster. This allows you to draw 2 trash 2 array. This allows you to fill up your trash. This allows you to play your promo Millenniummon for 5. And why does that play for 5? Because this on itself, when you delete one of your play cost 7 or lower Digimon, you may play 1 Digimon card with that Chimera or Millenniummon in its name from your trash with the play cost reduced by 3. So you reduce the reduction of Millenniummon by 3, and then Millenniummon's own assembly reduces it by 5. So that makes it a 5 cost reduction, something like that. I just know the number. I'll tell you right now. This allows you to assembly for -6, so it's a 9. It's a 9 total reduction, making this a 5 drop, which is so crazy to think that a level 7 as strong as that can be played for 5. Busted card. Security is the same as the main effect to draw 2 trash 2. It's fantastic. And then the WickGuard descends. Reason why I put this back in, this is not the best option of the 3. In my opinion, this is literally the worst one. But the great thing about this card is when you think about in this aspect, this card allows you to have technically a 5th promo Millenniummon. And what do I mean by that? This allows you to play a composite trait Digimon card from your trash with the play cost reduced by 4. You're basically reducing by 4, and then you assembly, so it all costs the same amount anyways. So if you don't have a Millenniummon in hand and you have this, then you have Millenniummon basically whenever you want. The fantastic part of this card is the second effect. It is you may play when any of your Digimon with Millenniummon in their names will leave the battle area, get delay. You may play 1 WickGuard trait Digimon card with a play cost 1 higher than the Digimon from your hand, or trash without paying the cost, right? And so this is an interruptive card. This allows you to go, if they play, I don't know, Neptunemon or something like that, they go try to bomb deck your Millenniummon, you go wait, pop this, play Moon. Now they have to deal with the Moon instead as well. So you're not losing your pieces just for nothing. You still get some value out of it, right? Let's see if Venusmon if TS drops Venusmon to put Moon Millie in security, and I had no way to protect it, I can pop the Wicked God Ascends and get Zed out, and now Zed is, you know, a immune dude that can potentially bomb deck something on their board, right? So it gives you something when you lose something. That's what really matters. So it's a fantastic card when it comes to the protection side per se. It's not a real protection, but allows you to gain something out of it. That's what really matters. So you don't when they pop off, you don't lose something. You still have something on board, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what matters when it comes to Millenniummon. And then who knows, because you did that, now the following turn you're able to pop off because you still have a body on board to potentially go for game or something like that, right? Which matters. This card sucks out of security, but it's not bad. It just places itself in the battle area, so it's whatever. And the great thing about all your options, because of what promo Millenniummon states, they're all traded Wicked God. So you can bottom deck these cards from the trash, and you don't feel bad about like losing them in the trash for no reason. You can use them for Millenniummon to play out your bodies, and you know, and who knows, if you get back down, so you could probably play it out again. And the last option I have at 4 of is the Wicked God Emerges. This card is cracked. This is what also allows you to do shenanigans as well. Let's get the winner, because we are a winner. The winner stand version. So you trash a card in your hand that's composite of Wicked God. So basically any Digimon, or even option, because you could trash another Wicked God Emerges or Descends to draw 2. Fantastic. Then on end of all turns, by deleting one of your Millenniummon, you may play one Wicked God trade Digimon card from your hand or trash without paying the cost, right? So what that means is, if you have Millenniummon on board, let's say you drop promo, you delete, you Digivolve something, instead of, you know, pop in, and they have a board, instead of popping yourself to do the promo effect, you can pop something on your opponent's board and then go end of all turns, Wicked God Emerges, kill your promo Millenniummon, play out potentially Zed, because this allows you to skip Moon and go play out Zed immediately. And now you have crazy combos potentially, because now promo on Leashin, you go bottom deck 3 cards, you play Chimera Machine, you Digivolve, you go Chimera, pop your machine, pop a 3, 4, 5 on your opponent's board, DNA, go back to BT 18 million, and then continue balling out, right? So it allows you to do crazy shenanigans like that. It's just a goated card. And with the inclusion of me adding 2 Z's into the deck, the thought process was I need to add Wicked God Emerges to 4 instead of 3, because prior I had to add as a 3. I got 3/3 split with these Descends, not with Insane, because I was like, it doesn't matter as much because I can just Evo Moon into, I can Evo the Moon Millie over the Millenniummon for 2 and do it that way. But because I'm running 2 Z's, this allows me to get the Z out way faster, and I'm able to see my Z Millenniummons way faster, which allows me potentially to OTK loop someone as well way faster, at least a turn or 2 faster. And in today's game, those 1 or 2 turns actually matter quite a bit, right? So it's just a great card in general, being able to get them out whenever you need to. And because end of all turns, so let's say you keep Millenniummon on board because you didn't have much going on, but you have them in your hand. You have, let's say they hit security, they hit a Z out of security, something like that, and now you can activate Wicked God Emerges. If they don't deal with your Millenniummon, you go end of their turn, delete Millenniummon, play Zed, and then you do the whole combo again that I mentioned prior to allow you to just keep popping off, right? Many times I've actually done end of turn on their turn, because like just the way the game was, and I'm able to just close that game because I was able to do it on their turn instead of my own turn. That's basically it for the deck profile itself. I think this deck is fantastic, and honestly, you don't have to play in the way I have it, right? That's the great thing about this deck. You can make Millenniummon your own version. There's so many tech choices you can do. There's so many different versions you can play of this that I've seen, and it will just work. This is just the 50 that I feel very comfortable for me personally. I love having the Deltamons when I need to. If I need to deal with stuff early, I love being able to play Chose when I need to. I love having the Shoutmon DX for when those matchups matter, where I play into Vortex, which I did in the regionals twice. And even in versus something that like Sirocco, maybe I couldn't deal with the Sirocco and I'm able to stun it, and now they can't go for game the following turn. or even against TS. Maybe puppets if I couldn't clear the board or something. You know, there's so many different things that Chimeramon DX does that can help in certain niche situations that might matter. It might pop up. I love having the 2 Z'd for me personally, just being able to go for that aggro play as well. And same with the DM Chimera. The DM Chimera, if you have DM Chimera plus the Z'd and you're comboing, you're just OTKing someone from like 6. Like, it really doesn't matter at that point because you're just popping the F off, so much so. I love this deck. This is probably my competitive deck for now until further notice, honestly. I'm sure I'll try different versions of this deck, but I think for this 50, I'm so comfortable with it that I can take it to anywhere, and I know I can do well. And that obviously happened at the regionals. Speaking of regionals, let me bring up the list. For anyone who doesn't know my matchups already, you'll probably maybe this comes out before next week's pod. I don't know, whatever. We'll talk about my matchups. I had a pretty good variety of matchups in my opinion. So round 1, I played against Blue Hybrid. That was a 2-0 win. And basically that came down to, did I see Moon Millenniummon or not? And the answer was yes. I popped their Tamers. They just stopped doing what they needed to do. And I just won out from there. Round 2, I played against Medusa. I won that one 2-1. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to Chitose. Being able to see Chitose turn 0, like you legitimately mulligan for Chitose. And honestly, you probably don't care about your other 4 cards, but you see Chitose. Like, obviously you want to see your rookies, you want to see a Chitose plus an option, but it's just so vital to go, you know, hatch Evo of rookie in the back and then play Chitose, put on 3, right? Because now you can facilitate the trash when you want, and you don't have to lose those important pieces that you need against that deck. So I ended up winning that one 2-1. What matters is I see those pieces or not, and then and that's how it goes. And you know, hitting Crimson Blaze as security sometimes can slow you down from potentially winning, which allows them to potentially win now, depending on how everything plays out in that situation. Round 3, I beat Chimeramon. That was a very close match. Game 1, I made a mistake where I played Promo Millenniummon and I didn't go Emerges to kill it to play Zed, and I should have just done that because I saw it was just Jupiter and I didn't know he had like Minervamon. And so Minervamon came out, de-digivolved my Promo Millenniummon, which then legitimately cooked me the following turn because I couldn't do anything about that. And I didn't see another Millenniummon, so I was dead in the water at that point. Game 2 and 3 was the reverse. I made sure I popped my promo Millie when I needed to. I got out Moon or Zed. I know I popped his like Inori, because in that deck, if you're playing against Chimeramon, popping the Inori is more important than popping Homeros in my opinion, because now they can't just get free evos up the chain into like Aegyo into into Chimeramon and so on. So like popping both is probably preferable, obviously, if it's possible, but sometimes it's not. So that ended up happening, and then I just ended up winning following turn. Game 3, same thing. I got Z'd out, and then I just OTK'd promo Millie into BT18 Millie and so on. They ended up having room mode on board, so it ended up giving me 5 memory, and that's how I was able to keep turning and keep looping at that point. Fantastic. So at this point, I'm starting out 3-0, starting off really strong. Round 4, I play into TS Neptune. And this is what I mentioned before, is Moon and Zed are so important against Neptunemon, because they try to bomb deck something, and then because they have no sources, they have protection or they're immune, then they're protected by Neptune's effects. So that's kind of what came down to. Zed Millenniummon, just the GOAT Ray, being able to be immune to his effects. And then the following turn, I just OTK'd him. It didn't even matter if he had Neptune on board. He didn't have no blockers at that point. And then same thing with game 2. It came down to, did I see Moon or Zed? The answer was yes. The answer was I win at that point. So again, start off really, really strong. 4 at this point. Round 5, I versed another TS Neptune, but this is more like Fish Neptune, because he had the blue egg. He was running Divermon. I think he was running Shellmon. It was like the Neptune Venus combo and whatnot. I ended up losing that one 0-2. At this point, I was like mentally like fatigued, I felt like, and it was getting hot in there. It was like so hot at that point, and I made some crucial mistakes. Mistake number 1: pay attention to your hand, right? That's what matters, because I went to go promo Millie, I pop the self, play out Chimera Machine, and I go, oh wait, I don't have a Millenniummon in my hand, right? Because I thought I did. It was in the trash when it comes to BT-18 Millie, and I couldn't go Delta to grab it back. So now I have 2 Digimon on board left for nothing, basically, with something else. I don't remember right now. It might have been like a Moon or a Z or something like that. And then they went into Neptune, they bomb deck Machine and Chimera, and now that was the only Machine and Chimera I had. And so at that point, I was cooked. Like, I couldn't make the comeback, and I almost did, and I fumbled the bag again by making another mistake. He gave me a lot of memory, and I had the ability to like play another searcher or another card that allowed me to trash a card from my hand, and I needed to because I found another Chimeramon, and if I did, I would have been able to trash the Chimera, and I would have been able to DNA and like do the combo that I was talking about. But I forgot because I just played that game poorly. And then game 2 of that round, I got bodied by, I didn't see anything going on in that game, like option wise, and I just got OTK at that point. Round 6, I ended up playing against another Medusa, and basically I just bricked out, something like that. Game 1, I didn't see the right pieces, and when I went into a Millenniummon, it just didn't do much for me. And then game 2, I just completely bricked, and I just got caught with that. Round 6 at this point, round 7, I'm sorry, I played against Vortexramon, and this is where the Shaman deck comes up. Game 1, he doesn't go into Vortex, and I am just OTK him, calling it a day. Game 2, he gets into the Vortex, I get into the Shaman DX, I stun his Vortex. The following turn, I deal with that Vortex, and then I go for game, or something like that. And then round 8, I play against another Vortex, another 2-0 win. Same concept. He gets into the Vortex, I Shaman DX, stun it. He tries to make a second one, and I just had enough resources to just loop him out and then win. And then game 2, same concept, right? That's where the Shaman DX is so clutch in this game when it comes to that. And you know, when you're playing against Vortex, you're not gonna get OTK compared to like Styrac or Puppets, so you can kind of like wait a little. You can go search more. You can play your options without feeling like you need to raise ASAP. And so because of being able to have that setup, you can just, you know, have the crazy pop-off turns, which matters. And then finally, round 9, I played against Puppets. I won that one 2-0 as well. Shout out to Gino, because we end up doing a lot of playtesting with this matchup, and I learned that like if Puppets just doesn't OTK you, I just win out. Because when they do their pop-off turn and they make a giant board and they go, can you deal with this while you're at 0 security or something like that, or 1 security? The answer is, can I? Yes. Do I have it? Yes. I clear your board, and you just have no comeback at that point. It's a very glass cannon style deck, as I'm sure a lot of you know. Being able to you know, deal the board, maybe put them that 2 to 3 security, give them 2 to 3 memory, hopefully. They go, I can't really do much. The following turn, we swing another 2 checks, we swing with something else, overclock, whatever, go for game. And that basically was game 1 and game 2 in that aspect. Game 2, she established a more stronger board, but I still was able to break it regardless. And because there's so many ways of deletion, de-digivolve, bouncing, which matters, that like they can't deal all of it. So that was my matchups. I went X2 at this regional, 7-2. I got 13th place with Millenniummon. Great thing about this is the first in-person regional that I was able to get my invite from. I think it was awesome. Now I don't have to struggle in the future for an invite. I love that, because no one has an invite, I mean to say. So everyone's gunning for that invite for that first in-person regional, and I was able to be one of the top 16. I think it's just awesome for me. And moving forward, I'm definitely going to be playing in some regionals. If I go, you know, I definitely will. I probably won't be playing Millenniummon straight up, honestly, in them. But I'm definitely going to try different decks and see how well I can do with those, with no pressure of an invite needed. Who knows? Maybe I do even better than with Millenniummon. But we'll see when the time comes. With that being said, if you like this content, if you want to see more from your boy, hit that like button, subscribe, let me know in the comments what you think about the Millenniummon deck profile. I know y'all been asking for this for a hot minute for me because I've been talking about Millenniummon since BT 18, 19 for a hot minute. Y'all finally got it now. Rejoice, enjoy it. You know, and that's about it on that one. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.